Legal Maxing with Liz. Welcome to Legal Maxing, and I am honored to be sitting here with Sujatha Gurrapu from Google. Sujatha, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
I could have not done this without you, right? I really enjoyed getting to know you over the last couple of years, and I can't remember if when I joined Mitra Tech, if that was when you started at Google or not, but you were one of like the first folks I started dealing with over at Mitra Tech, and it's been great fun.
Yeah, I think in this team, in the legal tech team, I've been here for 4 years.
Okay.
Google overall 8 years. In the first 4 years, I was on the cloud side.
Okay.
And I think probably I met you at the same time when I
Yeah.
joined this team. So
Yeah,
it's been a long journey, and
Well, it's good to see you here.
love to be here, and
Thank
happy to
you.
be part of this new program that you're starting, which
I
is
know.
awesome.
Okay.
Excited for that.
So this is all about people in the industry. Tell us a little bit about your origins story. Like, who's inspired your leadership, and how did you get into like the legal space?
I've been in the industry for quite some time, almost 25-30 years. I struggle to fit in a mold that's been defined by folks. I tend to go out and find my own meaning and value in work. I get attracted to messy situations sometimes, I would say, more complicated. It piques my interest. Love solving problems, creating solutions. I think fundamentally, I'm probably a creator and really passionate about the people I work with, and sort of getting to an end goal and solving problems along with the team is what really keeps me energized.
Yes.
And even on the personal side, I have a very unconventional um, uh, background in terms of we have 4 children, 4 girls, 2 of my own, 2 stepdaughters. We just actually finished like a queer Indian South Indian wedding, which is very rare.
You did?
Yes, it's 2 weeks back.
Oh my gosh, I need to see pictures.
It's a
Do you have
phenomenal.
pictures?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good.
I do.
Love to
I'll
see
share
them.
it after this. So it's very unusual in our Indian community, but it's something that feels very true to me. So I need to believe in the problem that I'm solving. And that also goes to work, where I have a very untraditional trajectory. I worked in different startups. I worked as developer, QA, program management, but always ended up in leadership roles and managing teams because I'm very passionate about building products, shipping products to meet our user needs. So I think I bring the same amount of passion to the team, and I really believe in figuring out how to remove the roadblocks for the team, and how do we innovate, how do we create value for the users, how do we solve user problems, and being able to take a difficult problem and land it, that gives me a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So that's what drives me.
You know, I'm smiling at you because that resonates in my interactions with you. You really genuinely care about people, right? You might say the word users and for like their benefit, but all my interactions with you have always been around like, how does this feel? What is the end state? And you do such a beautiful job of marrying very complex technical mumbo jumbo sometimes, right? Like, I'll be honest, right? Because I'm not a techie person, and make it real and keep everyone focused on that human element. So I really, really appreciate that.
Thank
I love
you.
having a little insight into your world.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I strongly believe that such phenomenal technical advancements that are happening, such advanced AI models and all of that, but if it doesn't serve the user,
Yeah.
then there's no point of cool technology, right? It has
Yeah.
to meet a user need. Yeah.
And the tech will fail.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of that, what is legal getting wrong, right? What's the maxing moment? What's going on?
Um, I think we are in this phase where there's a lot of theoreticals that are happening. Every company is in so much pressure of showing that they can do AI, they're adopting AI. There's this frenzy of products,
Not
points,
frenzy.
sorry, of point solutions coming to the market. There's so many pilots and prototypes and legal team members, engineering teams adopting various tools just to show up in a slide deck that we have adopted AI.
Right.
Right. And now sort of the data is catching up with the hype. And we are seeing that I've seen numbers of 92% of pilots are failing, and they're not actually being able to quantify as a return of investment. I was
Significant.
That's a huge number.
Yeah.
And I've heard some of my peer companies talk about they spend so much time on trying to launch a product and users are not using it, right? And I think without understanding, first of all, keeping an eye on what problem we are trying to solve, is that important problem, is problematic, but also implementing AI or advanced models on broken processes, bad data,
Mm-hmm.
is we're just automating chaos.
Right.
And that's not going to be successful,
Nope.
right? And AI needs like a very strong, solid foundation. And without building that, just putting in tools, there's so much, people love features and they want to deploy features and
Yeah.
products.
They get distracted.
They get distracted, but what problem are we trying to
Yeah.
solve? They're losing
Yeah.
perspective of that. I think losing perspective of the user and the user problem that we're really trying to solve.
Yeah.
And I think that creates a lot of chaos in the system and does not let all of us move in one direction. When I say different teams in a company move in one direction and solve for one problem. It-
And it's trying to pick that one problem, not all the problems all at once,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
it feels like everybody's getting hungry to do it all.
Do it all,
Yeah.
and they have to do it fast,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no time to align and step back and think about what's the right way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's this pressure of I have to prove that I've learned something. I have to prove that I've built something,
Yeah,
which
there's a lot on the line.
there's a lot on the line.
Yeah.
And I mean, it helps in some extent getting familiar with the technology stack and everything, but it's not helping in bringing tools and products together. I'm at least starting to see a little of platform play coming back up again.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having zillion of tools being launched, investing in one system. And I think that they come slowly. I'm starting to see that shift
Right.
happen
Yep.
in this year's conference.
And it feels, I don't know if you're seeing this at all, but are you starting to finally hear people really take to heart the people in the process piece first, get your data right first? Or do you think that's still lagging?
I think they're getting there slowly. The fact that I'm seeing other companies talk a little more about that and going back. And also think maybe there's a fatigue that's happening with trying to launch AI solutions. Last year was all about get an agent out. And now there's a realization of uh, it has to be part of your workflow. It has to meet the user where it is. It has to really help the user uh, simplify their day-to-day life. So I think it's starting to happen now. And so
We
it'll
just
be
have to keep
interesting.
talking about it, right?
Yes,
That's what
of
gets
course.
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we're
Yeah.
here. So with all that, what would you tell our peers out there listening to this of what they should focus on this quarter?
Um, I can tell you what I'm focusing on and which I think is very important,
Mhm.
probably even for my peers, is s- sort of taking a step back and looking at what are the things that their teams have to stop doing.
Mm.
In this era where we're not hiring as much, there's a lot of demand for work that's coming in. And when everybody is so busy trying to keep up, there is no room or time to think through and actually be innovative.
No.
There is no.
No.
This is like a cognitive
They're afraid
overload.
to take, or they're afraid to say, like, let's pause for
Let's
1 second so
pause.
we could think.
Yeah. And innovation cannot happen if you don't give at least some white space for folks in the teams, right? So I feel it's extremely critical for leaders to maybe do a, a s- a debugging sprint, just like software. When things
Okay.
are going
I
slow,
like that.
yeah, we debug and find
Yeah.
out where is it going slow. What do we need to do to improve the performance of the system? Maybe do a 1 or 2 weeks of debugging sprint and saying where is the time going and how much time are we spending sending status reports that nobody reads,
Hmm.
doing tasks that don't really add as much value just because we've been always doing that,
Yeah.
right? And if we can even free up 10 to 15% of people's time to stop doing those low value,
Yeah.
not really adding much, and create that white space so they can actually learn new technology, learn new skills. I feel that's foundational because we can launch um, cool AI solutions and everything, but if the people are not where they can digest it, If
Mhm.
you're not uplifting your folks, they will not going to use it. There's be
Yeah.
pushback. Adoption is going to be low.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you have to get your people also upskilled, give them time to learn new skills, especially now because we're transforming at such phenomenal speed. I think it's extremely critical for each of us to think about I should not be doing the same things I'm doing yesterday, right?
Right.
How do we work differently?
Right.
How do we think differently? Even in terms of managing a team or building products, and how do we do it differently? This is very critical.
That's what I'm listening to you, and I'm going to keep that in my mind, the debugging sprint and knowledge, right? Like doing that debugging sprint just to educate and build that knowledge base and that digital fluency, right? It's really hard for people to hear. Do it differently, put some AI on it, right? But what does that mean? Like, how am I supposed to be a lawyer? Or how am I supposed to be like a financial analyst, right? In this context, and if they don't really appreciate and understand the technology and how it fits into like their day to day,
Yeah.
right? And how it like augments them or amplifies them, right? Instead of taking something away. That really sat with me around it's more than just even thinking and innovating, it's learning.
Learning. Because if we are not able to learn and keep up, we become irrelevant very soon.
Right.
The way we are moving ahead, right? It's important for people to have time to observe new things, learn new things, and to stay relevant and to be able to be part of the innovation.
Right.
So I think that would be a key thing for every leader to think about in terms of the team and how they operate.
Yeah, and you don't have to go get like a whole degree. It's just
Mhm.
creating micro opportunities of learning, right?
Yeah, and right now learning is so much easier, right? I
Yeah.
mean, using whether it's your favorite chat GPT, Gemini, whatever, it's so easy to learn things
Or
and
legal Maxon.
yes.
They're
It's
gonna
more
take away
easier
something here.
than
Yeah.
ever before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
All right, this is my favorite part. Max it and kill it. What would you kill?
Um, I would love to see, I mean, I don't know for me personally, but I think leaders should ask if you're going to build something now or if you're going to create a process, because we're so much bogged down with processes that have built 10 years back or 15 years back.
Yeah.
How would that look like if you're going to just scrap everything and redo it from ground up? Asking ourselves as to how would that look like,
Right.
right? And mapping that out, I think will at least bring forth is why are we doing some of these things we've been doing for so many years? It doesn't make sense.
Maybe you don't
Because,
even need tech.
yeah, right?
Just
Uh,
stop doing it.
so stop retrofitting your tools to your
Yeah.
old ancient processes,
Yes.
and is what I would kill
Yeah.
is the old
Preach.
arcade.
Yes.
As a society, in this era, I think there's need to have a very different set of processes, different speed which we move at.
Mhm.
I think that's probably one thing I would kill.
Yeah.
Max it would be see if we can define even in our team or anywhere, right? If we can define out of everything we have a lot of things to deliver every quarter. What is the one thing that we have to really land very well
Mm-hmm.
and forget about everything else
Yeah.
and do that really well and maximize that? I think that will help provide a lot of clarity on what's important because we tend to, by nature, tend to do it all at least
Yeah.
and address so many other things. So
But it doesn't mean that there isn't a long to-do list. It's just like
there is
being really precise.
about what matters.
Yeah.
Right? And what's one thing that'll keep us relevant, that'll keep a company relevant. What's one thing that we should use AI to get right in this quarter versus everything. Right?
Yeah.
Let's define that one or two things that we can really make a huge impact for the company. I think that would be awesome to be able to be very
Gets you a little step closer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Because,
Amazing.
yeah, one successful story, then it'll multiply on its own, is what I would say.
That's wonderful insights. Thank you, Sujatha. It's
Thank
great
you.
seeing you.
Nice talking to you. Thank you very much.
Of course.